Welcome to Kickstarter Radio. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy, and today on Kickstarter, Tidal Blades 2, Rise of the Unfolders, plus a Cypher System RPG. Right. Part 2? Tidal Blades 2? What? That's a daft name for it, innit? That has nothing to do with the first game. Only in lore and world building. Okay, and setting. Characters. No, the first one's like this little work placement game that people thought was boring. The things that you were doing, and a little bit unbalanced with what thing to do, blah blah blah. You can see reviews of Tidal Blades 1, if you want to call it that, but it's not really a sequel, is it? It's not in the same guise as the first game. In fact, if it was called Tidal Blades Rise of the Unfolders, it would have been enough for me. Anyway, it's looking like a dungeon crawler adventure in the archipelago. Looks very, very, very slick and amazing. Wow, this is looking fantastic. Lovely box art, and if you go for the big pledge, which most likely you're going to, the miniature box sits next to this one wonderfully. In fact, the art style pops so vibrant and amazing. You want to go on holiday in this place. Mexico, of course. Where I live. Not too far from the beach too, but I guess if you want mountain archipelago, you've got to go out to Asia, haven't you, for this? 2 standalone games here. So here is the dungeon crawl, and I'll tell you why I like it. First of all, there's 2 books we see here, so it feels much bigger in design, and because you can stay in this scenario, and this scenario can evolve by turning the page over and potentially turning the other page over, and there's potentially, if you watch the video above, another square is going to come in here to make it even bigger. So I think with these storybook adventures, this one is claiming it's going to have the claim to fame of being the biggest table setup, and for me that is fantastic. I love it how they're innovating with the 2 books and the 3rd book component. I don't know where that 3rd book component comes from or whatever it is, but I'm very excited for it. Oh yes. Now we can see the setup of a character here. I do like the characters. They have their own skill sheet, experience, and achievements to unlock, which makes them a deeper character. You've got this wonderful 3x3 grid here, and you're going to be knocking out 3 abilities every round. You can put cards in a line to get a bonus to them, but if you've got no cards in that line, you can get a benefit from the empty slot there, which is lovely. You can do stuff to collect shells, which are basically to defend or to shield yourself. Excuse me. And the attacks here, to attack and stuff, is actually rolling dice. And this is one heck of a dice chucker. It really is. When the enemy is attacking you, you do have... I can't remember what it's called, actually, my brain. This orange track here lets you re-roll dice of the opponents if they get lucky, because the enemy dice is a really curious, unique die, and it can actually make them miss and stuff like this. So it's actually very good. If you get like a double hit on you, that's like a really bad roll, and you probably want to use your focus. Is it focus? You want to use whatever it is to make them re-roll that. Now, it's the same art as Mr. Cuddington, which is a teddy bear. In fact, it's a team of 2 people, isn't it? Male and female. Yeah. 1 to 4, 14 plus. Interesting that there's 4 character classes, because if you watch some of the playthroughs, some people almost die. And if a character gets damaged, they potentially can get wounded that end up being scarred. The scar then goes on the 3x3 grid and potential bad stuff. So it's like permanent damage you can do to your characters here. And you are falling forward in the campaigns as well. So if I was playing this dungeon crawler, I'd really want a healer in the class. And because if you watch it with 2 players, there's like 2 more classes missing from that dungeon class round, so I would have preferred it watch a 4-player run through actually. But there is this aspect of, is it hard and how is it scaling if there's 4 people? Because if there's 4 people, that means 4 of yous are attacking instead of 2 or even 1 person. So I don't know, are these enemies going to have more energy, better attacks and stuff? I haven't really seen that, but you'd imagine that they've scaled it at 4, of course, and all that good stuff. Anyway, as the theme goes, it's fresh, unique, looking fantastic, isn't it? Now, there's this very exciting add-on here, which is a massive 400-page core book. Now, on its own, this book wouldn't be that interesting, but it does come with a map book as well. And if you've got a map book, that means it extends the campaign that comes with the board game here. Because like Tanara's Adventures RPG, that RPG extends the actual game of Tanara's Adventures. So coming out of the gate here, this RPG can really extend your experience. However, does this core book include scenarios and chapters to continue with your characters? It does. So, yeah, absolutely fantastic. And this, actually creating a role-play system on it, on the combat system, shows you that this 3x3 grid combat system is a winner. And very, very interesting that they've got this. In fact, I think if I'm going for this, I'm going to have to get this role-playing book too. We will see that as we go down. So yeah, Hero Blades, Heroes of the Reef. Gorgeous game. You can see best artwork of the year, best production value, because Druid City Games knock it out the park. They are definitely in the Premier League of Kickstarter quality, that's for certain. They're up there for that. But you know, Wonderland's War, and they had the Bloodstone, which got cancelled. Don't know what happened to that. Is it put on the back burner or something? But yeah, it'd be interesting if the Tidal Blade second edition that actually changed the complaints from the first game. People are asking, can they get this game in the in the Pledge Manager? They've said no, we need thousands of people to actually reprint it. But really, would you want a first edition of this? I mean, you need a second edition from the criticism that's based on this first game. That's what I feel. If a second edition came out, you might want to get Tidal Blades Part 1. And hopefully, Druid City Games, you can do that. Bring a second edition out and tighten it up. We would love it. Anyhow, Heroes looking nice, fresh classes, and 21 scenarios. Sounds good. You've got multiple different maps here. You know, you're not just on a beach. It looks like you're in locations. You're in a mine here with carts. It's showing off here. The Nexus Grid, which is this combo system again, is delicious. It does have this shopping component. It says every few missions you get a chance to spend time in the city, and I'd like to see more focus on that on the updates coming up, what's going on here, because it sounds lovely. I just want to know more about that. This dynamic progression, 2 personality paths. These are base achievements that you're doing in this in the scenarios. This is looking lovely. I like this pack. On the previews you watch, though, it looks like it's a A4 piece of paper that's been folded. I hope the quality of this is a bit better. It's almost like see-through paper. It looks really prototype paper. Anyway, what's in the box? These horrible standees. Like, if you go for standees, can you not just make acrylic standees? Because then you can really appreciate the art. I just think they look clumsy when they're like these standees. I really don't like them. I guess it costs more money, and this is the retail we're looking at. Well, don't you worry, because we do have Kickstarter stuff on this Kickstarter, and we have the miniature pack, which potentially is not coming to retail whatsoever. Coming out the gate there, we've got dual layered boards. We've got wooden trackers already that look screen printed. The Nexus cards, though, what's interesting is you've got a deck of 4 cards, and you're playing these out every round. You can refresh all the cards as well, but you basically do, it's almost like a small deck building thing that you're going on, and your deck is going to be increasing through the campaign, so that's very, very cool. Goal cards, these are 7 per hero. These are really to unlock your achievements as you get going. So this guy, deal damage with every dice rolled on 1 attack. Got to do that 3 times to get that. That's going to be difficult. That's based on luck. Be on topmost spot of the initiative track for 3 turns in a row. That'll get you focusing on cards that give you higher initiative to unlock that. But you're certainly going to be wanting to do that in the scenarios. These are like mini goals that you could be doing, so it's not just, obvious walk to enemy, roll dice. No, you might have to be doing stuff to actually make sure this is going, and for this deal damage with every die roll, you might have to be spending your focus on that. It is focus, yeah. Now look at this, 350 action cards. Oh yeah! You've got massive deck building going on here. This is very exciting, isn't it? Oh my goodness me. And this is what you want out of a role-playing game. You want evidence of serious character growth. Sounds delicious. Look at all that. I love that your deck is these square cards as well. So exciting. It's almost like a lighter version of Madara, where you've got this vast amount of cards to get. And I guess a lot of these cards you're unlocking through the what's it called? The dynamic progression path. You can see lots of things unlocking in here, and of course in the city you might be getting places to we don't know about the city, but potentially you can spend your experience in the city to learn things and all that stuff. And even though it's a 21 scenario, maybe there is going to be some side modules, side stories or side activities that you can get up to. That might be interesting too. And you can see here, this is very cool. Bronze, silver, and gold cards. So you've got kind of normal abilities. Then you've got, you could call them epic abilities. And then you've got legendary abilities, like mega cool. So this is really good. I think the bottom icon in green, that could be your currency. So these legendary things are very, very good. This -2 in the black, by the way, that means that's kind of bringing you down the initiative track. So there's a massive damage potential coming off it, but you're going to be doing that later on in the round. These hero sheets, look at these. These are very, very cool. Also, this currency, not is it buying your abilities, but your trait upgrades too. And we can also see skills here as well. I like how this is. It's all kind of unique and fresh. It reminds me a little bit of the Splendid Veil game. Now you can see here 3 map books. It says 2 large square ones and a small vertical one. 60 unique pages, and it's wonderful when the map. You can see like this map here has this vertical one, which makes the world bigger. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I like this detail showing you how cool the art is, but you can tell these images they're giving us are nice and high res. And also you might just be able to see the grid system for movement in the maps, but it's really nice how they've done it where it's not obvious. It's very, very cool indeed. So yeah, 3 map books, it's looking great. Book includes a map of the city. This does remind me of the map of Tidal Blades 1, actually. It's a while since I've looked at that game. A couple of places you can visit here. So yeah, potentially you might be able to, shops might open, I don't know, evolve the city, might see a unique shop in the world, I don't know. Encounter cards, little story beats here for a little light roleplay. So yeah, what's it now? 100 pages of the scenarios gives you a bit of lore. It'd be nice if this lore got some official foretelling third-party edition, wouldn't it? Because these big dungeon crawlers are all getting foretell to tell their tales. Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, even Jaws the Lion has it in. Madara has it in. So, if you got a story bit, it'd be nice actually playing this, because if you don't know what Foreteller's doing, it's not just reading it out, but you've got the sounds of the area they're in, and it's playing music and sound effects. If they're doing anything, it is really cool. You can go to the Foreteller website and check out some previews of how it affects games, but it really does amplify the story, and it's like, do we really have to have one person around the table just reading it out? It's better to have the Foreteller experience 100%, and I don't mind paying extra for that. No, where was it? So anyway, these are the standees. This is for those on a budget or retail, happy waiting for the retail. Just talk about the wounds here and the battle scars. Those scars are really negative as well. Enemy health track, yeah. More than 120 enemy cards. Look at this. 20 unique enemies, which potentially could have variation in the enemies that are the same kind of family. Secret content, we won't spoil it all for you. So yeah, when you've got a RPG campaign in a box, there should be lots of secrets in there, absolutely. Does look like here there's some kind of tsunami coming in on this miniature set, doesn't it? Anyway, so what are we expecting? Look at that gorgeous shot. I mean, the presentation on this Kickstarter is fantastic, isn't it? Oh, it's so good. Deluxify your game, it says. Beautiful silver shells and squishy melons. Oh, heroes are looking fine. I don't like the bases, and it would be nice to get translucent bases, because that other game on Kickstarter at the minute, which is also an RPG in a box campaign story, 100-hour campaign, not mentioning its name, but Splash Screen, hello editor, that game, they've got translucent bases on the minis. I think this game would be great doing it too, because you're putting it down on your pages. You want to see the art still. This is a huge complaint of people with Mansions of Madness, actually. And if you're going to be upgrading your Mansions of Madness, you will be getting rid of those black bloody boxes and changing them with translucent bases. And I think these story boxes really should have that. We don't know what the potential is coming out on the game. These NPCs are rather cool, aren't they? They've got an interesting world design. And other side bosses. Potentially a guy that's locked. It is looking cool, and if you're going for the RPG, you're definitely going to want your mini set from this world. That's a beauty, isn't it? The Strangler Queen, and we've got a big crab. Gorgeous. And I'll tell you now, like for example, if you look at World of Warcraft pets, and you look at the elite pets, it's like a petopia.com. And because if you're a hunter, you can kind of tame pets. And you can look at some fantastic crabs, how they've been designed in the game. Some amazing art. Like you could paint on these, and definitely with any of these giant jellyfish, there's these kind of fish as well in World of Warcraft. And if you ever want some kind of like worms design, you know, just go to Petopia and get inspired by some World of Warcraft art for this stuff if you want to be painting these up again. Heavily inspired. Just blabbering about World of Warcraft there, aren't I? Anyway, petopia.com it is. World of Warcraft Hunter Pets is what you want to go for. You get a nice image here of the box here, which kind of says, "Put me at the top of your shelf. We want to look fantastic." If you don't want the full box though, there is an upgrade pack just to give you the heroes. There's no way I want standees. Especially non-acrylic standees. Anyway, exclusive scenarios not included in the retail game. Back now to get just four free exclusive scenarios. Here we are, the side quests. Wonderful. Can you capture the beast that roams at night? Is going to include a new map, new enemy boss. Oh yeah, standee, no thank you. Oh yeah, this campaign from Druid City Games, they're going to have you coming back here for sure. Because they've got such an amazingly well-structured campaign here. And yeah, look at this, revealed on March the 23rd. It looks like a jet ski adventure. I don't know what that is. The third scenario. And the fourth one looks like some massive boss, doesn't it? Actually looks like the end boss of, dare I say the name? Zombie game. What's it called? That game. Editor, just put it up here. The boss looks exactly like the end boss on that game. I have back that one, I'm waiting for it. Yeah, and daily reveals, so. Training Grounds, a fully replayable scenario where you can undertake challenges, compete with other heroes, and battle monsters. But why? Do you get anything from this? Is there a unique shop here and a unique currency that you want to grind out here? If the game gets a little bit difficult, you might want to come in here to level up a little bit. Why would you want to come in here? That's going to be important. Or, as you go through the campaign, you hear news of another enemy type that's coming here, so you might want to come back to the training grounds to fight this new enemy here. You know, it'd be interesting if you had reason to come back in here as you leveled up your characters. That would be nice. But yeah, I mean, what are we going to get through here? One thing I want to hope for is translucent bases. Maybe even another class would be nice. Maybe some expansion books and stuff, you know. I don't know, but I mean, what could you guess all this stuff's going to be? These are going to be dailies, yeah? These are going to be daily reveals. This is going to be fantastic. No, then we've not got any money stretch goals, have we? Or backer stretch goals. Notice the cadence of these. The Jesse here from Quackaloop, it's him and what's he called? Board Game Co. Alex? That's it? Alex. God, my brain. Alex, yeah, it's the team doing it together, and they've got the miniature version of it, and they do the first and second scenario, so that's probably the one I'd watch. Shay has the, if you're only going for the retail one, watch Shay, because he's got the retail version with the standees. There is like a, you know, coming soon, the solo mode from Jeremy. I think that one's going to be interesting just to see how it scales. But no 4-way play. Look, on the schedule, there's no one doing it 4 players. What's going on? So hopefully they can maybe official dev team play would be great to get 4 playing a scenario. Maybe playing, I don't know, that'd be interesting. 4 players just playing the fully replayable scenario would be interesting. So lots going on this Kickstarter. Here's the beautiful book. Uses the combat system. It has new classes in here. Look. Charming engineer who conducts weird science. A brash turtle fighter. Massive 400 core book. With recipes inside. Ooh. Has a detailed bestiary. And launch a campaign right away with 2 complete adventures. You can play them as standalone quests or part of a longer adventure as you build your very own dock and community. So, oh my god, this sounds phenomenal, doesn't it, peeps? I don't know why they're hiding. There's something hiding down here, we'll see. Get an overview of the combat here if you're interested. And yes, look, this is RPG Season 1. So this might get, might see this as another Kickstarter to flesh it out. What's in the book, it says. Well, it's going to extend your game, isn't it? Love the little jetpacks they get. And, you got 4 character classes, then 3 specialists that come through them. The Bard, of course. Everyone's favourite, is it? 14 species in this world. I like the Magnaphron. Cuttlebeer are a bit weird, aren't they? I like the Bettelod. Love the little pink ears. They're all like kind of cute, aren't they? Seafaring stuff. Yeah, so descriptors here, extra abilities and skills and stats. It looks nice and fleshed out, a nice folky. It's looking good, isn't it? 40 more creatures coming out of it as well. Some real big boys, like the little scale chart they've got here. Looks cool. And yeah, you can see here you can buy different vehicles. It's really kind of neat. So yeah, tons of content and 2 adventures there. Sounds great. There's going to be an exclusive XP deck. What's an XP deck? It says, in the Cypher system, XP can be spent to activate a special action during your turn. Is this RPG only though? Like, what's this? Because this is like an ultimate ability. So yeah, what's going on here? Again, like, this stuff would be nice to get updated in these special updates. So, pledge tier 1. If it says pledge manager access, $1 will get you in. Don't worry about that. Free XP decks coming with a roleplay book, so that looks like it's specific to the roleplay. So really, it's 159 is what I'd go for. There's the 215 RPG book, which I'd also go for, depending on budget and stuff. Let's go to the big pledge. When does it say it's going to come? 215. It's going to be June next year. So, right. So here's the add-on: art prints, desk, mask, roleplay book. Do you want to enhance your RPG? Get some dice. GM screen, character profiles. I guess this is, I don't know. Can you bring the characters from the board game into it? I don't know what this is. Map books, Is these extra locations? No, it says these maps are already included in the board game. If you're pledging for the board game, you don't need this, but it is nice that it's there. And if you want just the minis, they've got that too. The box is here. Shipping here. I mean, rest of the world, Mexico. You kidding me? 140? Are you kidding me? If you're unhappy with the cost of your area, please send them via the FAQ shipping partners that ship to your world, and hopefully the developers will do their due diligence and will try and find a cheaper rate for your area, because 140 to Mexico is a joke, because most Kickstarters ship it to United States, $20, and then they once got it, forward it onto Mexico, adding probably double it, so it could be $40 to Mexico. It is absurd. It really is absurd. 140. Anyway, there's my case. If you're in an area and you think it's expensive, just send them shipping partners. I mean, instead of complaining, just complain and give them a solution is the best option, as the Pope has said. If you're going to give someone a negative, please give them an answer how to fix it. So yeah, no money stretch goals yet. Maybe there's a backer thingy, I don't know. That's where we are on the game. I think I'm going to be $1 pledging this and stick it on my top of my late pledge thingy, because it's looking super cool, isn't it, peeps? I mean, it's looking very, very cool. There's certainly stuff I want to find out about, and if I might come back for final thoughts on it, but at the minute I'm on the $1 pledge and all that good stuff. I think it is looking stellar. Only going to be in English. No, you don't want Tidal Blades 1. You want the second edition of that, peeps. And thank you, the funded, of course. Narration. This is the beautiful training ground. Look at that. And oh, I forgot about that. They do this. They've got these fantastic daily videos. This is going to be worth coming back each day watching these, because they are priceless. They are. And look at him with Bloodstone on the back. That's not even out on Kickstarter yet. Hey, what's going on, James? Hey? Oh, he's got an exciting background, doesn't he? Yeah, Tidal Blades 1 Deluxe. It is available on the main website if you're blasting for that, of course. Oh, and look, this is one of the Kickstarter exclusive maps here. Nice. And there you go, Tabletop Simulator has been announced on the update. So that's like a chunky update, peeps. Well, it's looking fantastic. What do I want to see? I want to see bases translucent. Yeah, the competition's out there. I also want to see Foreteller as a third-party add-on. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? And yeah, I mean, you've got a lot of backers here. Let's see how big the campaign can go, because this is definitely going to be on the up. And as more gets unveiled and more videos go out from people's favourite YouTubers, they'll get to know this game. And I'm certain this is going to be a really big title. So yeah, peeps, let me know what you think. Have you got room for another, dare I say it, dungeon crawler with a campaign system? I don't got anything like this though. I think this stands out as unique. Unique combat, unique world, with a role-playing book that you can extend your experience on. It's got longevity, hasn't it? It's not, is the campaign playable? It's like, got the RPG to continue the story, so, you know, to continue in the world and stuff like that. Super, super cool, especially if it's using the maps and stuff like that. I think the only concern with the roleplay book is not having, you know, you've got all these extra monsters, but you've not got no physical presentation of that monster on the board. So you're going to have to use like your own standees in replacement. And how are you going to replace them? Are you going to put in standees in this world? Because it's like this archipelago fish monsters. It's like going to be hard, isn't it? That role-playing one. You're going to keep the tables of experience as part 2 is giving you here. So, you know, when Tanara's Adventures did the role play, they did have a box of minis for the RPG, so maybe that might be coming too. That'll put the pledge up, certainly, won't it? So, lots of excitement on this Kickstarter, as you can see. And with all those daily updates and any surprises along the way, I feel this has a lot of meat on the bone where I'll have to come back and do final thoughts. But at the minute, I would absolutely recommend it. Get on board with this amazing title, peeps. It's definitely Kickstarter of the week, and if we see anything better in March, it'll have to be something incredible, because what we've got here is a masterpiece, peeps. It really is. I'm really excited for Tidal Blade's Rise of the Unfolders. So yeah. Please give the video a thumbs up and let me know in your comments if you'd like to see anything on the Kickstarter, anything you don't like. That'll be interesting to learn on all that stuff. Please check out our podcast at the weekend, which is called Broadcast, where we do music and, of course, talking about board game stuff. We also talk about media and all that jazz. What things I've been watching, any movies and stuff like that. So there we go, peeps. And if you like dungeon crawls, please check out this video that I put above, which is the other big Kickstarter dungeon crawler that's out with a 100-hour campaign. That beast. So yeah, 2 dungeon crawlers on Kickstarter. We've got good competition at the minute, so yeah, awesome sauce. I think one can learn from the others in regard to what's going on here and all that stuff. But anyway, I've been your host, Lipstickpaddy. This is Kickstarter Radio 102.4. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now. And wow, what a Kickstarter for day 1.